Using the right settings can significantly improve your gameplay, but there's a lot of settings in the game and you might be confused. And that's why I made a list of the top 10 settings that you need to use in Battle Royale. So let's get started with setting number 1, which is a setting that will help you see your enemies better. Now the reason why it's hard to see your enemies is because they're inside a shadow or they're far away from you. So even if you have a decent aim, there's a good chance that you're gonna lose the fight because you can't see your enemies. But you can fix this problem by using a setting called Customize Color. This setting will make the dark areas of the map significantly brighter, allowing you to see your enemies better. So go to your audio and graphics tab and find this setting, and then once you find it, click on go. And now what you have to do is click on advanced and then click on the color orange. And finally set the saturation to 60 and the brightness to 63. Alright, so now let's talk about the next setting, which will help you win more fights at close range. You might notice that you're losing close range fights even though you're using a decent weapon. This happens because by default your weapon will not be shooting when you're scoping in, and that significantly increases your time to kill and makes you lose the fight. And that's why you need to use a setting called One Tap ADS Fire, which allows you to shoot even while you're scoping in. And here's how you can find this setting. Go to your settings and then click on basic, and now on the top make sure to go to the tab that says BR mode, and then you should find a setting called One Tap ADS Fire, so make sure to turn it on. Moving on to the next setting, this one will help you play smarter. Now a smart way to win more fights in Battle Royale is by knowing how much health your enemy has, because that information allows you to decide whether you should play aggressive or play passive. And there's a setting that allows you to see exactly how much damage you did to your opponents. So when you have this setting turned on, you're going to be able to tell how much health your enemy has left every time you shoot at them. This setting can be found on the basics tab and it's called the damage number, so make sure to turn it on. Okay, so moving on to the next setting, this setting is for fighting inside buildings. The problem is that when you're fighting inside tight spaces, your character can block your view, and this is especially annoying when you're using something like a shotgun because it's really hard to aim when you can't see. But a lot of people don't know that you can actually prevent this from happening by using a setting that allows you to see through your character. To find this setting, go to your basic settings and then click on BR mode, and now scroll down until you see a setting that says Transparentize Player Near Obstacle. Make sure to turn on this setting and you should be good to go. Alright, so now it's time to talk about a setting that will help you survive longer in the game. A lot of times you might get shot from a distance and you don't even know where the shots are coming from, and because of that you don't really have any time to react, so you end up getting killed. But if you turn on a setting, then you can see exactly where you're getting shot from, which comes in very handy. So go to your settings and then click on the audio and graphics tab, and then click on the BR mode and scroll down until you see a setting that says 3D Get Hint. You want to make sure to turn on this setting and set the color to red, and as for the opacity, make sure to set it to 100. After you do all of that, you should be able to see the marker whenever you get shot. Moving on to the next setting, this one will help you play a lot more aggressive. It's hard to play aggressive on the default settings because everything feels zoomed in. So when you're in a cover and you're trying to get a view of the enemy, you have to expose yourself a little bit more, which can be risky. That's why you need to use a setting that allows you to see more area of the map on your screen, because after changing this setting, it becomes way easier to see your enemies on this big map. The setting I'm talking about is your FOV, so make sure you have this one set to 90, and then this one to 100, and finally this one to 80. Alright, so now let's talk about how to prevent this from happening when you're playing Battle Royale. You see, things like this happen when you're playing on a bad connection, and a very simple way to fix this is by using an app called Gear Up Booster, because Gear Up Booster connects you to the fastest server on your area, which significantly reduces your ping and makes sure that you never face any lag issues whenever you're playing. Honestly, I've been using Gear Up Booster since 2023 and I highly recommend you using it as well. I'll make sure to leave the link on the description for you to download it, so make sure to use Gear Up Booster whenever you're playing. Alright, let's talk about a setting for shotguns, because in this game mode, shotguns are one of the best weapons to use for close range, but the problem with shotguns is that sometimes you are gonna miss your shots without even realizing it. That's why a lot of people end up dying whenever they try to use a shotgun in Battle Royale. But there is a setting that you can use to know exactly how much of your shots landed, so for every bullet that lands on your enemy, you're gonna be able to see a dot. This setting is called Shotgun Hit Reminder, and you'll be able to find it on the Basics tab, so yeah, make sure to turn it on. I also like to use a setting called the Shotgun Hold to Fire, because with this setting turned on, I can just hold the fire button to keep shooting with my shotgun. But let's move on to the next setting, which will improve your audio. You might not know this, but there's actually a lot of useless audio that's coming out of your game. To give you an idea, have a listen to these two clips. So as you can tell, there's a lot of background noise coming out of your game, and that's why you should go to your settings and set the ambient volume to 10 or 20. That way it becomes easier for you to hear the shots and footsteps of your enemies. So yeah, those are all the settings that you should be using in Battle Royale. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to also check out this video. I talked about some ways to get some free mythic weapons in that video, so I know you guys are gonna find it useful. But that's it for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video again, and yeah, I'll see you later. Peace out.